Hello, guys. Welcome back to your favorite agricultural and agribusiness YouTube channel. On today's episode, we are going to be looking at the factors that are responsible for failure in oil palm farming. As we all know it, there are factors that are responsible for some farm to fail, where there are factors responsible for success in so many other farms. The reason we have for some farm becoming productive, we also have some reasons responsible for some farm becoming less productive or non-productive. So on today's episode, we are going to be looking at the factors. What are the cumulative factors responsible for failure in oil palm farming? In a situation, there are situations whereby you'll find out that they start some farm this year, and before you know it, the following year it failed. The owner just wasted his money and nothing to show for it, whereby the failure can take some few years in some instances, like 5 years before the farm will pack up. So, on today's episode, I'm going to be highlighting the common factors, the common things that cause failure in oil palm farming. And one important one that causes failure is very, very important. That will be the icing of the cake on today's video. But before I get to that, let me just list those numerous other factors that contribute or causes failure in oil palm farming. The number one thing is when you establish in a wrong location. In a wrong location, if you are establishing outside the agroecological zone of the oil palm farming, like taking oil palm to a far northern state. So even if it will survive, you will do so many work. You have to supplement with irrigation, and irrigation is not sustainable on a large scale if you are doing oil palm, for example. So that is number one. Another thing is that if you are selecting a wrong site, I have a video on this channel where I discuss the wrong location you should avoid when you are starting your oil palm farming. Number one of them is a rocky land, waterlogged land, or a very, very slopy land. These are the type of site or location you should avoid. So another thing that causes failure in oil palm farming is when you plant at the wrong time. For example, somebody who establishes plantation around October, and immediately you planted your seedling, the rain stopped. It is most likely that before the next rain will come, you must have lost all your seedling you planted. That is another contributing factor that causes failure in oil palm farming. Another thing is using the wrong type or the wrong type of seedling. And what I mean by the wrong type of seedling is that when you are planting an immature or very young seedling, it is advisable for you, it is advisable that you use mature seedling that are nothing less than 8 months of age. If you use seedlings that are 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, all of them will have died off before a year will come around. Another set of factors that responsible for failure is people abandoning their farm, especially in new plantation. You just abandon farm, no proper weeding, and at that point, if weed take over, you lose most of them. So the abandonment of weeding, pruning, just leaving it there, thinking that they will take care of themselves. These are another factor which deals with management. If you don't have a management on ground, you cannot be able to dedicate time to come and manage your farm. These are the reasons that contribute to failure. I see so many diasporans, people in abroad who wants to establish farm. Farm is not something you can telemanage over 3,000 kilometers away. You have to be on ground if you actually want this to work out. So that is it. And the icing on the list that many people are not aware of as the major factor causing failure is that people tends to underestimate the resources they will be needing in establishing and managing their oil palm plantation. Now, I've worked with so many people establishing farm, managing farm, offer consultancy, troubleshooting, and so many other things. And one thing I've discovered is that so many people, the moment you tell them that you can only have 150 trees on 1 hectare, they will think, oh, I can do 100 hectare then. Because to them, 150 trees on an hectare is very small. So they downsizes them, they downplay it, not knowing that it's not just by the number of trees. You have to get resources, cool resources, because managing an oil palm farm requires money in terms of weeding, in terms of replacement, in terms of fertilizer application, in terms of your ability to wait for that 3 years, and you continue spending money every year maintaining this farm without getting anything if you are not doing intercropping. So people are of the habit of looking down on oil palm in this kind of scenario, thinking that is it not just all 150 trees? I can take care of 100 hectares. I can take care of 200 hectares. I will just laugh. So if you are somebody who is newly coming into oil palm farming, it's a whole lot of work. It takes perseverance. It takes patience. If you are not patient, you want your money quick, quick. Don't come into oil palm farming. So I think I've been able to do justice to this topic. These are the cumulating factors. If you have all these factors together, these are the factors responsible for failure in oil palm farming. Thank you for your time and see you on the next one. Sheshe.